So we have this answer given here is DBAEC. Uh, in order to accomplish this end again, so the moment you see this and it in so you don't know what is this, you don't know what is it. It invariably seeks to set itself off in contrast with the rest of the world. I don't know what it is talking about. A cannot start the paragraph. It seeks to cultivate it again. I don't know. It seeks to cultivate a state of mind and establish a code of morals different from that of the world about it, and for this it claims divine authority. This, however, again cannot be. I mean, a sentence which says "however" at the very start cannot be the start of the paragraph, right? D looks very much a broad idea. A sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores. Mores basically means traditions, beliefs, right? Conventions. That is what we call as mores. Cultural mores, we say, right? A sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores, right? Sounds good. Now, a sect has been introduced. It seeks to cultivate a state of mind. If you say this, however, invariably makes its members objects of scorn and derision and eventually of persecution. Uh, you can say this also. I mean, we can continue with we must read all the statements to see which is the best end. So there is no end given here, right? So of course I can choose D as the opening statement. I cannot choose A, right? I cannot choose A. A goes out. Why? Because if I say in order to accomplish this end is nowhere mentioned in statement D. So I cannot choose DA as a pair. A goes out. Then I would try to see if C makes sense. This, however, invariably makes its members objects of scorn. It's quite possible. A sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores, and this makes its members objects of scorn and derision. And eventually, so its members refers to the members of the sect. But if you also look at statement B, it says it seeks to cultivate a state of mind and establish a code of morals different from that of the world about it, and for this it claims divine authority. Now, here is a good answer. You say a sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores. It seeks the sect seeks to cultivate a state of mind and establish a code of morals different, and this basically makes its members objects of scorn and derision. Why? Because it is deliberately trying to be different. So I would say that DB makes more sense, and if DB makes more sense, in order to accomplish this end, right now, you might quickly put DBC as one of the answers, but that's going to create problem. Why? Because in order to accomplish this end, where is this here? It seeks to cultivate a state of mind and establish a code of morals different from that of the world. It seeks to cultivate, and this cultivation is the end here, right? So D, B makes sense, but instead of C, I would love to have A. Why? A sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores. Right? The sect seeks to cultivate a state of mind and establish a code of morals different from the others. In order to achieve that, to cultivate this, it invariably seeks to set itself off in contrast with the rest of the world. And this contrast basically makes its members objects of scorn and derision. The simplest and most effective, right? Right? So you have D, you have B, and then you have A. But how would you fit E? That is a problem. So you would say in order to accomplish this end, it invariably seeks to set itself off in contrast to the rest of the world. The simplest and most effective way to achieve this is to adopt a peculiar form of dress and speech. So this contrast can be set off if you adopt a peculiar form of dress and speech. So every time you find that you are getting the right answer, but you feel something else also is basically coming in between. So you got DB, then you have to put A, then you have to put E, then you have to put C. This, however, invariably makes, because if you put C anywhere in between, how would you justify the presence of the other statements? So that means C must come at the end. A sect is a religious organization that is at war with the existing mores. It tries to cultivate a state of mind that is different. In order to cultivate that mind, it seeks to set itself in contrast, right? And the simplest and effective way is to basically have a different form of address and speech. And this basically makes its members objects of scorn and derision. Scorn basically means contempt, and derision basically means laughter, right? So C must come at the end, right? As a consequence of all the things combined. D, B, A, U, C is the right pair.